It's been a short 20 minutes. Went by like a breeze, but we are here with TPR versus DoV. This is going to be our last set of the day. It is week 10, so it is a short week, which means woohoo, I get to go off and do other work right after this. But you guys definitely want to watch this set. This is going to be DoV fighting for a chance at playoffs. If they win this, they can still get in. If they lose this, I don't know if they can. It'll be very hard. It'll be very, very hard for DoV to get in if they do not win this game, if they don't win this set. So they are going to be trying to pull out all the stops if they can. I've still got Maniac Bane here with me, I believe. I think he's here.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Hello.
So he's going to be helping us close out the day. I do believe Lilac stepped away, but...
Yeah, I just want to say this, but I hope DOV wins. I like watching them play. Zog's a really good mid laner, but this is another matchup where you're going to be looking at the mid lane. Two really good mid laners facing each other, 15 Inversion and Zog.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since these two teams played. So I don't know if we've gotten to see 15 and Zog play against each other yet. I honestly don't even remember when they first played. Let's pull up the good old schedule Rooney and see when that was.
I also want to say this. I am hyped as hell because I get to actually coach my man Crow. Cast, not coach. Cast. I would never be able to coach him.
All right, the last time these teams played, it was in week 5, so it's been exactly 5 weeks, and they did have 15. So we haven't gotten to see them play. I don't remember how it went, but I'm excited for how it goes this time. Casters are R. Our casters are R. R.
Arr.
It's a lot of R's.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm hyped to see Crow. Unfortunately, you see the team he's rooted for in Worlds. Unfortunately, we're gonna have the battle of C9, Genji. By the way, Hamcam, do you have all your Worlds missions done yet?
No, I do. I hardly play anymore.
I was gonna
I don't
ask
have a whole
'cause
lot of time to play. So I did never finish Odyssey, never finished Worlds.
I'm just saying this: the watch and earn one is a pain in the butt
I can imagine.
because you have to watch it and it still doesn't. So you gotta be up at like freaking 4 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard for me. I was able to watch the C9 set yesterday, but I mean, I work in the morning, so staying up to like 2 just to watch some games is pretty rough for me. So I usually just catch the VODs. Actually, what I do is, like, when I'm at work, I just load up the VODs in the background of my computer and I listen to it like it's like League radio almost. It works out pretty well for me. We are in a pick band, though. Sorry if you guys... I found some ramen in the back of my cupboard, so I'm chowing down on that right now if you hear me slurping and derping at all.
Well, anything else there, Ham?
Say what?
Fully not slurping on something else there.
Yeah. Yeah, we do see a lot of mid lane bans coming out. And a Sejuani ban thrown at Rusty.
Question is, do they pick up LeBlanc
I mean,
or Nautilus?
I think I would focus if you won it the LeBlanc, but I also think that grabbing honestly Twitch is up, and I don't know why TPR wouldn't just first pick Twitch right now. Kai'Sa is one of Aub's other favorites, but that is very bizarre to kind of just leave that up. And I think that Kai'Sa is more of a takeaway from soccer because that has been one of his better picks lately. Maybe feeling like they don't need the Twitch to pop off. There is the Camille for Crow, though.
Thank God it's not Garen.
Thank God it's not Garen. TGING. It's going to be our new slogan.
Ooh, Alistair for Donnie. Like they could pick up. Oh, there's Jax. Jax left open as well.
Yeah, the Jax pick. I mean, TPR kind of just getting all their favorite picks because Twitch, Jax, and Nautilus are up. Of those three, they've only grabbed the Jax. And still with like a LeBlanc up as well, 15 could even get his favorite. So DoV's band's not really hitting the power points for TPR, but TPR also not really feeding into that too much either. So we do
Yeah,
see
Soccer's getting his patented Lucian.
he does get the Lucian. It is his other good pick. He goes Kai'Sa and Lucian, and those are kind of his two big pop off picks this split. Last split he was actually really good on Caitlyn, but she has fallen out of favor. Don't see him really playing that anymore. I mean, at this point, they can pretty happily just throw bans at the jungler. I think they know that there's not too much they can throw at Zog because he's got such a wide pool.
A lot of support bans coming out here. Surprised there's still no LeBlanc ban.
They might be trying to bait it, the LeBlanc out. Zog might have something.
Unless I wants to pick. No.
You lagged out there. I only heard like the last 3 words of that sentence. But Xin Zhao grabbed her Rusty Squeeze box.
What I was saying is that Zog could have grabbed LeBlanc there to play for himself.
Yeah, that would be a potential. I don't think we've really seen Zog too much on the LeBlanc. I'd more expect to see him on something like the Xerath or maybe a Syndra. Akali is also one of his favorites. But I know DoV, since they like playing around Zog, they're probably waiting to see what kind of counter pick they can grab for themselves. It looks like it's actually going to be a uncharacteristic Galio coming out for 15 Virgin.
As we know, 15 likes to use assassins, not the real tank mid laners.
Yeah. Yep, and they're going to lock in the Twisted Fate for Zog to try and answer that global pressure from the Galio. We did see Zog play it a few weeks ago. It went decently for him. He did pretty well. Just see if he can recreate that magic coming in here. What are you thinking of these comps? Because I know what I'm thinking, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
I definitely like TPRs a lot more.
I would agree.
Because they have Kai'Sa for Insane Late Game, Jax for Insane Late Game, Sion and Galio for Initiation, and Galio can of course taunt everyone, and Nami is good for heal and peel.
Yeah, I mean you pretty much said it. They've got far and away better late game, right? Jax and Kai'Sa, incredible late games. Galio, Sion get incredibly tanky. Granted, there is a Camille on the side of DoV who is one of the hardest scaling champions in the game with her true damage and how that functions with Triforce and stuff. But going up against like a Jackson stuff who can just block all your auto attacks makes that very difficult. And beyond that, all of DoV's comp is auto attack focused, right? Camille, Twisted Fate, Zinzao, Lucian. This is a lot of auto attack based, and it's going to be pretty easy for TPR to itemize against it as they've only got one form of magic damage on that Twisted Fate. So I think if TPR As long as they don't int in the early game, they're gonna be falling behind.
I want to state this now from what I've heard. Like, this is what I've heard from some people, is that if DOV wins this, Galaxy can't make it.
That is true. Galaxy's fate is in DOV's hands. DOV's fate is in Goo's hand.
That's what I heard.
It's basically no one in the bottom four have their fate in their own hands.
Question is over under.
That is a good question. I do not know. I want to do which team gets the first Baron. That seems simple enough. Alright, other things worth noting, Twisted Fate did take the cleanse, so he's not going to have that double global pressure with the TP and his ult. I think that's fine though. That'll help him try and escape from anything that Jax and Galio want to put down onto him. There is quite a bit of lockdown, so I think that's perfectly fine. Beyond that, we'll just have to see what runes the different teams go for.
Yeah, especially the different runes on Galio, because I see a couple different. I don't really know which one you're supposed to run because I don't really see Galio as often as I'd like to. I thought you're supposed to bring
On Galio?
Airy or Aftershock.
Definitely not Airy on Galio. Yeah, Electrocute or Aftershock, either one. Depends on if you want to go more burst or more tanky. They're both fine. And both just different playstyles, so 15
Virgin
being a more
taking
aggressive person, going for that Electrocute makes sense.
Wait. Zog, what are you doing? No Flame, what are you doing?
That
Grasp on
is
TF.
that is interesting. That's one that I could dig into, but I also think it is again, being an auto attack based champion, he can actually proc that quite a bit in this ranged melee matchup. And that might actually not be the worst thing, because I mean, how much is Comet actually going to do for him? The worst part about this is like the tree not being in the sorcery tree can be pretty big, because sorcery tree is very, very strong for the stats it gives you. A lot of people just think about the keystone and like not the actual stats and the other benefits you get from the trees you go into. I'm gonna see if that's like ever done. If anybody's doing Grasp TF right now. People are doing Grasp TF. This is a thing. This is a thing. It's got a 51% win rate with a 16% pick rate in solo queue in Korea. Okay, I won't question it until I see it lose.
Yeah, it's interesting because I always thought you would bring like Area or Electrocute, or if you're trolling, you bring Dark Harvest.
Yeah, I mostly see Comet on TF. Alright, spectate failed. That's fine. I'll just go and load that back up. Okay. Hey, and a pause. This is an official 3-0 eSports set now.
Yep, the last one is not official.
Yeah.
It had no pause.
Last one actually didn't count. We had to revoke all the wins. Alright, let's go ahead and look at some of the other choices. Press Tech solution, that's standard. Beyond that, yeah, pretty much standard across the board besides the Grasp TF, and even that actually is seen play, so hard to say it's not standard, but definitely interesting to see what he can get done with that. I was going to highlight this mid lane matchup on that Mobalytics app, but it is not seeming to load up for me right now. What a shame. Excuse the hiccup.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Samuel, though, is going to get caught by a gold card. A little bit of measly trading back and forth. And Awu doing the jiggy.
Minions have spawned.
So who do you think is going to win bot lane?
Honestly, it's a rough call. I want to say the Lucian with the I'm sorry, I'm just loading back in. I already forgot. I want to say Lucian beats Kaisa early. Lucian with Alistair early wins, but then later game, Kaisa's just out scale
Yeah.
Lucian, and Nami just gonna be like Nami. She's gonna be able to peel a lot better than an Alistair can, in my opinion, because she has the bubble, the heal, and the enhancement to your autos with the tidal wave. Alistair, he's just a CC machine.
Yeah, so he can peel a little bit. He's got strong CC for that, but typically more known for his surprise engages. So in terms of overall peeling, Nami definitely a little bit stronger than that. Crow is going to be able to find himself a pretty strong advantage in this top side. I think Camille matches really well into Sion. So should be able to get himself some goodness going. I don't think he's going to be the amazing level 3 tower diving Camille that we saw from week 1. But granted, that was a completely different player. There goes Donnie for that engage. Bubble does land, but still good trading, but it's actually going to end up being about equal health. Maybe Donnie actually losing that in the end. Soccer sadly did not save his dash to dodge out of the bubble.
To be honest, there's only a few things you would need to dash out of in this lane, and the bubble is one of them. Other things you could try to dash away from is such as the Galio taunt, Jax, Counter Strike, or the Sion Q.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a couple options.
But during lane phase, he only really has one.
Yeah. I was a little surprised that Rusty didn't flash on top of Galio to try and get that last knock-up after Galio flashed, but I still got a pretty good advantage there. Donnie's going to be flashing out of this tower, though, as he walked up a little bit too far for that trample auto. And Sonic starting to find his groove in this lane. Now Crow is in a little bit of trouble. Prism has found his way up here, but Crow just hookshots the other direction. Now he's going to try and turn this around, but he doesn't have any CC. Does get hit by the Decimating Smash. There is a flash out from the Counter-Strike, though. Nice. TPR slowly getting some Summoner Spell advantages.
Well played by Crow there, just making sure not to get too greedy and just being able to cleanly escape.
Yep. Sonic, though, does need to be careful. Gets hit by the hookshot. Now here comes Rusty as well. Still has his flash, but not going to chase after Sonic. More aggressive trading down here. Both supports taking a little bit of a beating. The nice thing about Alistar, his sustain is his passive, which means he doesn't have to spend any mana for it, unlike the Nami, who's now getting pretty low on that.
Yeah, honestly, looks like Prism may be looking bot lane though.
Possibly there is no flash on the Alistar. They're wise to it, it would appear.
Ooh, Crow's out of mana.
Yeah, he is. It looks like he still might be able to win this fight if he can get that last precision protocol. But Rusty's here as well. Just going to make sure that Crow doesn't get into trouble. And Zog hasn't been able to get too much done yet in this mid lane. He is down in CS, trying to set up a freeze for himself. Hey, thanks for the bits there, bud. Appreciate it. It's 15 and Virgin looking for an ult roam. But again, DoV actually tracking all these movements pretty surprisingly well, considering they don't have any vision. Looks like the communication game has definitely stepped up from weeks past.
Suspiciously well. Just kidding.
Yeah, here comes Zog, though. Just going to be forcing flash out of Samuel. And the game's kind of just rolling. Awu has gotten his back timer. They're going to miss a wave here, down about 10 CS. That is something that Awu traditionally does not have much of a CS lead, so he puts up big numbers in the mid to late game, but lane phase definitely tends to be his weak point. So Lucian and Donnie, or Alistar, looking to try and punish that as much as possible.
Yeah, like I said, like Lucian Alistar is gonna win early. Because you can't really poke them out as Kai Tsunami. Because Lucian just will automatically win trades because press the attack and his passive, just being an absolutely strong combo.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the bits there, Neonfire. Yeah. And it is actually going into Soccer's favor there. Took a little bit more damage from the minion wave than he would have liked. Kai'Sa with the fleet is going to be able to heal up an okay amount of that back.
But Soccer does have the cutlass, so he's not without his healing too.
Yep. Definitely has good sustain for himself. Rusty Squeezebox is here. Donnie not going to be going for that engage. Actually, I'm a little surprised he didn't, because there was no flash on that Nami, and with no bubble, there's no way that Samuel would have gotten out of that. And Sonic is getting some pretty decent trades versus Crow. It is a little bizarre that Crow went for the Conqueror instead of Press the Attacker Comet. You typically don't see that, because most of Camille's big damage is true damage already, because it converts her entire second cast of Precision Protocol to true damage. So, like, you're losing out on a lot of effectiveness there, whereas Press the Attack would be really strong with 15 Virgin. Gonna find his way onto the Camille. She doesn't have Flash anymore, and they are gonna get first blood. Crow has not left that second half of the lane this entire game.
That was actually really close. They almost dodged the Counter-Strike with the Hex Tech Ultimatum, but just a second.
Yeah.
They did get Drake off that, which is pretty good. Not nearly as good as First Blood, but
Yeah, it'll be nice. The rotational ability will help them out a little bit, but definitely wishing they found like an Infernal to really help them snowball any kind of advantages they might find, which at the moment are pretty minimal. They're gonna find themselves onto Samuel again. Lots of damage coming onto him. He still has Tidal Wave if he needs it, but it's gonna come out just a little bit too late. I think Soccer's gonna get the kill now. Rusty's here as well, trying to get onto Kaiser. Donnie's tanking this up with that Unbreakable Will, but the TP should be enough to stop this advance, as now Scion's here. See if he uses the Unstoppable Onslaught. How many targets can he find? Just onto the Alistar. Still gets knocked up by it, actually. There was a really good buffer there from the Alistar to get that in, as now he's going to flash in here, coupled with the Galio. How much of a combo can they find? It's going to be a big one. Rusty Squeezebox gets knocked to death. And now TPR going to be able to turn this bot lane advantage on its head.
Yeah, like the rotation, that was a good TP gank. Just able to come in, push them off, then catch Donnie, and then with 15 version able to rotate, catch out Rusty. Just it was a good rotation by TPR in general. Just the only issue would be is that the amount of pressure that Crow is gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, definitely lots of farm. I think TPR are fine losing that regard, though. You know, getting that first tower and getting all those kills definitely feels fine for them, and Prism's going to be able to hold on to this as well. One thing I want to see... ooh, that's a bit of a side pain. That's really weird. Yeah, I think this lane swap coming out from TPR is the right choice. They've got the Herald as well if they want to try and use that to escalate this swap power. But with this kind of advantage, they should really be able to start forcing down the map early, and they still have Galio. Now Samuel in a little bit of trouble as Rusty gonna be getting some good damage off, but flashing out.
That's scary when you see a Sins just pop out at you,
Yeah.
knocking you out. I mean, not as scary as one of my first experiences when I was in the ADC was, you know, getting freaking pounced on by Rengar, who absolutely one-shots you. First time I ever played with Rengar.
Yeah, Sonic's in a little bit of trouble. Crow is not without a significant amount of damage, actually getting good work done, but here comes Zog. Going to try and help them secure this, but the sweep not going to be enough. Flash in, but Zog secures it. Now on the top side, Awu's going to fall down to Soccer as well, as DoV at the moment are just finding things across the map for themselves, actually starting to turn this game around, back within 100 gold of TPR.
Honestly, Prism's growing greedy here. I mean, if he could have been very well punched there if there was a gold card flash, but of course DoV doesn't want to take any chances whatsoever because you don't know where the Galio is, and you don't know really where anyone is.
Yeah. Yeah, Prism is going for a bit of a tankier style build. He's got that Center Hulk. Typically, Prism is known for going for more of an aggressive build with the Blood Razor. So seeing him go for this tanky team focus is actually pretty refreshing, I would have to say. This 15 version looks for a flank with the flash. If he's able to get anything off, flashes over the wall, does find the auto Durand onto the Alistar. They get the kill, and the Justice Punch actually lands on the Soccer as well. Ignites all he needs. And they're going to find 2 kills for themselves as DoV get pretty greedy themselves. I'm just going to open up for a Rift Herald to be used on the top side. They don't need no minions. They've got a Rift Herald, so they're going to be pushing down top most likely. Crow still trying to find his stride versus this Scion, but taking a few too many tower shots. I think he's actually going to fall. It takes his one more Q hit from the Scion as he tries to chase forward. If he had his flash, he'd be able to get this. Might be able to get it with the E, though. That roar does find the kill. Now Tidal Wave used on the top side as well, trying to catch out Zog. It's going to stop Soccer from getting here just a little bit sooner, as now they're turned around with a gold card. Here comes the Alistar as well. The combo is true, as Soccer picks up his second kill of the game.
Just CC chained, you know, gets stunned by the gold card. You just get comboed by Alistair, and then it's killed by Lucian. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's definitely, again, both teams kind of trading. Who's more aggressive? Who's inting harder? You know, both teams making interesting decisions back into fourth. It's still definitely in TPR's favor, and I think the fact that they've got a gold lead with a comp that scales better anyways is something to really take note of.
Yeah, especially since now Sion can 1v1 the Camille at this point, at least until Camille gets Trinity.
Yep. Yeah, Soccer, though, is going to get hit by a huge combo. Still able to get out for a while, but the ebb and flow going to bounce off of the rest of TPR. And now Rusty trying to get out with his ult. It was really well timed, but he's still in a bit of a bad spot as Crow's trying to join as well. You don't want this, bud. The Blast Cone is going to get him to safety, but now Sonic is flashing over with that Glacial Augment. Going to be slowing Crow down. Doesn't find the knock-up, and he's trying to run for his life as Zog going to be here to try and assist as well. Now they're still going forward. Can't find any more CC, though, so I think they're just going to take this wave and see what kind of map pressure they can get off of it.
They should send someone back, take care of that top wave, push that in, and maybe keep one or two people down bot, but I don't suggest it.
Yeah. Again, don't want them to overstay. We've seen it time and time again this game already. 16 minutes in, both teams have overstayed 2 or 3 times each. So backing off to get that farm definitely seems like a wise plan. And it so far feels like maybe TPR don't quite know how to execute this comp properly. Because, again, they had all their pocket picks, all their main picks open. They grabbed the Jacks, but LeBlanc and Twitch both decided they didn't want those. And I feel like they might just be a little uncomfortable with this kind of comp as it stands, because they haven't been able to really translate any of these leads that they've made.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's just maybe they're just trying to get used to it, and then like later in the game, once they like feel for it, you're gonna see it.
Yep. They're going to get a pretty big slow onto Zog. He's might be burning down here, but the flash out. But a nice headbutt pulverize from Alistar finds 3, and the fight is going to be exploding off already as the Colney's being used, but I don't think it's going to save them from this decimating smash. Now DoV forced to run, and finally Galio wants to use his ult, but Crow 9 has found his way in the back. So many low health bars. Can anybody die in this fight? The first one does go down. Now more to follow. Zog forced to run, and all of that for a 1-for-1. Most everyone's under half health.
Yeah. Oh.
That was pretty crazy. It does give DoV a little bit of time here. I'm honestly surprised that they're just sitting here waiting for the wave. I don't think they're going to be able to get anything done.
If they got a Lucian, they're probably going to be able to get the tower.
Possibly. With how many low health bars they have, I really thought Prism would have tried to get a flank off there. But, I mean, we're definitely seeing the point where Sion is kind of getting tankier faster than the Camille can start beating him, and still not at that Triforce 20 minutes in because of this Tiamat, which is standard, but it is always a feels bad moment when it, you know, delays your Triforce so much. Hey, thanks for the bits, Neon. Hey, you're in second now. But yeah, this game is definitely interesting. It's still pretty much dead even.
TPR still has a small lead though. Both have one Cloud Drake apiece. Today's the day of Cloud Drakes.
It is. The game is probably celebrating Cloud9's victory. If Cloud9 lost, then we wouldn't be getting so many. Samuel, though, gonna be getting engaged on by Crow. A nice idle Duran's gonna stop him up. I think he might just die here. As a nice use of his ultimate to disengage from all that damage. Now Sonic into the backside. Here comes the grand entrance. Sorry, the heroic entrance. So now he's going forward as well. This fight is going wildly into TPR's favor, as they're able to use their front line effectively, find themselves 3 kills, and should be opening up the rest of the map for them as well. They could potentially go for Baron, but look like they want this tower.
Yeah, overall, like you said, they utilize their front line, which is something they need to do. They have 2 really good front lines in Galio and Sion. Sion able to just soak up the damage, and Galio able to ulti onto him to just soak up even more damage with that taunt and the knockup.
Yeah. They are definitely going. There is a Zanya's for TF. That should help him a little bit, but again, with no big hyper carry, it's going to be hard to get through a Galio, a Tanky Jax, and a Sion. I just don't see them, unless they get a crazy engage off and Crow's able to burst someone in the back line. This is going to be a very tall task for DoV to find any favorable fights.
Yeah, as we just saw, Crow just got bursted himself by Galio.
Yep, and there we go. Sion gonna be weaving a little bit wide, but 15 Virgin trying to find his way over. The bubble's not gonna land, but Zog should be falling down here as he tries to Zanya's for his team to arrive, but they're not even stepping close to him. That's gonna be a 3rd kill over to 15. Should open up a Mountain Drake for TPR.
Yeah, that was a flash taunt. It was a little greedy. I mean, I don't think it was really needed to actually be done, but
I mean, got them a kill, got them a dragon, and not really anything lost from it. So they definitely wouldn't have been able to get that kill without it, and I think kind of exploding this game is what they need. They need to find these advantages where they can. And yeah, it's a rolling. Jax is getting pretty close to his Triforce. Camille as well. It would definitely be interesting if Jax made Triforce before the Camille did. That Camille's like 70 gold off, so that's not gonna happen. I am a little kerfuffled by Rusty's build, though. Don't really see Blade of the Rune King Xin Zhao often. His sustained damage is not very fantastic. He's more known for his big upfront burst potential. And it's one thing to say I want this to be able to kill tanks, but if you can't live long enough to kill tanks, then what's really the point? And that is definitely something that Xin Zhao is going to have troubles with. Why does TPR never start Barons? I know. I think it's one of those confidence things where you're not really sure if it's the kind of play you can make. And they definitely can make that kind of play with having tanks this strong, because they won't take too much from the Baron if they do start it. And they've got good DPS regardless. So Samuel, though, gonna get caught up. He's gonna go down. They did have to use the ultimate, though, from Twisted Fate. Now trying to find their way onto the Galio, but Crow, you cannot take that fight. He's gonna go down now. A nice ult from the Xin Zhao. If they able to find the Kai'Sa with that gold card, not quite. And now another engage from 15 as he tries to turn back in, but the Justice Punt's only going to find one. Another chase forward as Killer Instincts from Awu gets himself another kill, doing a lot of damage to Soccer as well, but I don't think he can beat that. Press the attack. Lucian. Zog going to be able to trade his life over, and actually a surprising 4 kills for DoV. But 4 kills back for TPR. I think that actually favors DoV, though, as going even when you're behind.
Shotgun gold. Shutdown gold.
Shutdown gold is pretty big, yeah.
Especially on the Galio.
Yeah, Galio gave a lot of shutdown gold over. Kai'Sa, I think, gave a decent amount over. So it's going to help DoV. They're still quite behind, but going even and getting all that shutdown gold is better than nothing. Also worth noting, Camille does have Triforce. I think she had it for that fight, but Jax does as well, so... And TPR finally going to be starting up a Baron. Look like they want to force a play. Zog, his bot side, doesn't have his ult right now either. So this is the moment to go for this. Soccer quite a ways off as well. DoV going to have to try and make some kind of hero play with the Alistar, but the disengage off of the Baron as now they're finding their way on to Alistar. He's going to go down as well. Crow doesn't think he can get anything done, and a double kill for the Kai'Sa. As they get to go right back onto the Baron. Yeah, and that is a lot of damage going on to 15. You don't want to take that Cole in there, but as Zog, is he able to make any kind of play? He is not. Baron for Prism. See himself onslaught is going to slow up Zog. See if they can get a kill. Nah. I mean, it was okay. Zanya's had blocked the damage, but now you don't have that cooldown, so he's going to die.
And I fully expect them to send Sonic top, then try to siege down mid.
Yeah. Yeah, they can really do both. They're still pretty far ahead and still got a lot of ultimates, but Samuel is getting pretty low. Nice flash out, though, as now Galio doing a lot of work on that front side. Rusty Sweezebox trying to get damage off, but not doing enough. Just doesn't have the items for it. He's going to fall down as well, and Soccer going to get flashed on as Awu's trying to find more kills for himself.
A little too greedy there by Rusty. Just stepping up way too far. And this may actually... Is this going to be game here?
Not at the moment.
Nah, they're going to reset.
Yeah, they're going to just get some more towers. You'll be going to be hard-pressed to find a way back into this game right now. Again, TPR outscale, and by golly have they already. Kai'Sa sitting on 3 items, going to be doing a lot more damage than Lucian throughout the course of a full-on fight. And Xin Zhao hasn't even managed to hit his Blade of the Rune King yet.
Honestly, I feel like the Lucian's too far behind to actually catch up to the Kai'Sa in this moment in time. Like TPR, they're hitting their late game, and honestly, like I said, this is where they want to be. This is where they're gonna just completely destroy DOV.
Yeah, and they are going to get in. That Glacial Augment going to be slowing up quite a bit, but Crow9's on the backside as well. Not able to find a kill off onto Awu yet as he's kiting for his life. The Supercharge keeping him just fine as they're going to go down, chasing forward onto Donnie as well. They want to finish off this game in style as they start pressuring these towers. Let's see what they can manage to get done. They do need to be careful because their health bars are low, but it's going to be hard for DOV to make anything happen regardless. Soccer's going to try and get it done, but now he's on the front line, dodging away from Prism, and Awu healed up quite a bit as well from Samuel's ebb and flow. DOV, their base is quite in shambles.
All that's left is the top lane, which I honestly feel like that's where TPR is gonna focus on to next. Like, if you look at the items between the Kai'Sa and Lucian, Kai'Sa's about to get, I think, a Zhonya's, and Lucian doesn't even have his third item yet. Doesn't even have his
Crow's
Ethnos.
trying to make a play, but this is just way too much damage. Zog's going to get hit by the Sun as soon as he's done teleporting in. They did manage to find one kill, haven't traded anybody back. Now they're on the retreat. So there is no more engage tools from TPR unless this is a flash in for 15. He doesn't have it up. Rusty is finally at his Blade of the Rune King. Again, it's not going to add a whole big chunk of damage for him. Bet's been over? Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but yeah. You guys are going to win almost no points off of that, so have fun, I suppose. Oh, yeah, there's a bit of a fight coming through. Zog's in the backline. I don't think you can tank this even with that Grasp of the Undying, but they do find a kill onto Prism already. Should be enough to stall it out for the time being, but their base still being sieged.
Yeah, they have to send the Camille and the Twisted Fate back, but their inhibitor is respawning soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
They do have one that is respawning. Still one down, though, means there is work that needs to be done. It's now 15. Taking a lot of damage. He is all MR and AP right now. Solution does a good chunk to him. See if Rusty Suizwax can get anything done as he's chasing forward. The Righteous Glory going to be used to try and slow him down as Crow9's in the backside. Can he get his first kill? There it is. Now a stun onto Samuel as well. He's going to be falling down. Crow with a double kill. And that is DOV again finding more picks. Go ahead.
They're proving me wrong here.
Yeah. I mean, Crow has hit late game, right? And again, being one of the hardest scaling characters in the game, it's not like they don't have a whole lot of hard scaling. I think this is mostly just TPR stepping out of position, though, because that is one thing DOV can do is they can find picks and really catch people out. But I think if TPR were to take a full 5 versus 5 team fight, still down, though, our DOV. But like you said, they've got that inhib back up. That's going to help them with map control, trying to get stuff done. If TPR go for a Baron again, they're definitely having a hard time. I'm glad to see that Soccer's not going for the Infinity Edge before he gets any crit chance. That's always good. He did do that once, and I went, oh god, why?
Red team's inhibitors respawning soon.
We are back on this mid lane control game. We're going to shove that in and try and move towards the Baron. That bot inhib has respawned, giving DOV a lot of time to try and answer this, but no more ultimate for Zog.
I don't think they want to keep tanking that Baron.
It's gonna be ill-advised, I would agree, but it looks like they actually want to try and find a fight. Sonic does go wide. Now a little bit of an engage from Crow, but here comes Righteous Glory. That slow field is going to be really big. Lots of damage coming down, though, as Soccer gets knocked up by the tidal waves. Restless Weezox is going to be the first one to fall. Let's see if they can find the kill on to Awu. He does go down. The Kaiser's out of the fight. That's a lot of the DPS, but Soccer still trying to get something done as Crow 9 in the backside onto Samuel as well. Is he able to find the kill? He does, and Soccer, with all the lifesteal in the world, is going to be able to burn through these tanks. There's nothing that TPR can do to win this fight. Soccer is going to get another kill as Alistar, actually Alistar managed to get that kill. Now 15 is going to be falling, and DOV managed to find the 5 versus 5, only losing 2 and getting all of them.
Honestly, this is actually very surprising. They're obviously gonna go for Baron now, but honestly, very surprising there. I didn't expect them to be able to win fights this late. I honestly thought, but then I also assumed Jax was actually gonna go carry build instead of tank.
I mean, the tank build is pretty standard, but go ahead, because yeah, you were about to say something. I cut you off.
But honestly, DOV's just playing this extremely well, and TPR isn't. Sonic needs to start landing those ults, not missing them like he has been.
Yeah, I think the big thing is, right, they're missing their engages, which one the comp isn't even really made for very strong engages. Sonic should be engaging with his Righteous Glory instead of his ult, and that is what should get the Galio in and get the big combo set up for them. I'm receiving a phone call real quick. Give me a minute.
Yeah, no worries. And now DOV's literally gonna win any fight. Oh, Sonic, you're gonna
Sonic is
die.
He's trying to get out here. Unstoppable Onslaught barely gonna get him out. Sorry, I had to take that phone call. But yeah, I mean, DOV now in full control. Somehow they're still down in gold, still have a theoretically worse comp, but making it look easy. And they're going to be sieging up. Baron and Elder is a very strong combo. Now Crow might have overstepped his boundary. Going to be getting out of here with the hook shot. But Awu also trying to escape of here to see what he can get done. Crow stolen as much time as he can for his team. Is going to fall down. DOV just getting bot lane instead. They are fine dropping that.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And, well, good golly gosh. This game could really go either way. Death Cup finally finished for Zog.
Yep. Maybe we no, we don't see the rapid fire for the long range gold cards.
Thank the heavens. I think he needs more magic damage, honestly.
Against the tanks, yeah. But honestly, 15 needs to build some armor.
Yeah, that's
A lot.
that is definitely something I was actually about to gripe on. He doesn't need an abyssal mask for one, because there's and the banshees as well. There's only one magic damage dealer for DoV, so like doubling down on all this MR makes absolutely no sense to me. Right? You could get something like Randuin's if you want to go defensively, or you could just get more AP to try and get bigger burst combos off. But he's going to have neither. And
What do you think? What do you think TPR needs to do to actually get back on top and win this game?
honestly, they need to do about two things. I think they need to have Sonic engage with Righteous Glory. That'll make a big slow field and make it very hard for DoV to do anything. But beyond that, they need to make Awu look easy. That way they can get Crow 9 in the backside and then have Prism and Samuel just demolish the Camille with all that CC. And that way they can take a fight while 15 and Sonic are in the front line, because they could win that pretty easily if they just have their tank soaking up damage while they bait out Camille, which, with how aggressive Camille's been, doesn't seem like too far of a fetched play to me.
Yeah. To be honest, like, if you look at the Alistair build, that's more something that I want to see from, well, not really from Galio, but kind of similar. Like, maybe a Thormel would be good for the Lucian, Xin, and the Camille damage, auto attack damage.
Yeah.
And Locket, not really. That's probably, like, the Thormel is something that I think you should get.
I'd agree. There is a decent amount of healing power from the Lucian primarily that you kind of want to try and cut down. And I think that
And
would
the
be a
Xin
much
heals,
better
too.
choice. The Xin
heals,
heals.
too.
Alistar is passive heals, right? They do a good amount of healing reduction there. Hell, Zog has Grasp, right? I think that would be a pretty effective choice rather than this Abyssal Mask, which, again, is blocking pretty much no magic damage for him. It's amping his own damage by 10%, but Kai'Sa went mostly attack damage, meaning she's not doing a whole lot of magic damage, so it's a pretty, I feel like it's a pretty inefficient choice towards what he could be doing. Sometimes it's better to block more than what you could gain for dishing out, and that would definitely be the case here. Also, a lot of people don't think about it. Healing reduction is essentially damage in its own right, because if this person could heal 700 damage a second and you have that, that's effectively saying you're doing 350 damage a second to them, because it's basically changing what their stats are. So in this case, that would be very, very useful. But Baron gonna be respawning soon. This is where we saw the last big fight come through, or one of the last one. But
Yeah.
Steve
Honestly,
Samuels might be caught out here. Sorry to interrupt you as they're going forward. Zaga's used his ult, and the rest of the tanks are all by themselves, trying to get a big combo off of Rusty Sugo. Finds his way onto Awu, getting a lot of damage himself, but he's going to be trading his life over pretty shortly. Zog does find a kill onto 15, though. He's going to go down now. Samuel's trying to run his way away as well as the redemption. Going to be used to keep them alive, but Soccer isn't able to find any kills quite yet. Prism's doing a lot of damage. This tank build is quite strong as Soccer still full health. Again, no healing reduction. It doesn't matter what you do to him. He's going to double shot you, pick it up, and they're going to get an ace for themselves. And with this mid lane, they don't need Baron. They might be able to just end right now.
Very well played by them. Even though the tanks were on the ADC, Rusty being behind, he still was able to hop onto a Wu, almost killing a Wu. And that Xin Zhao ult just blocking damage as the Wu was trying to kite away.
Yeah, definitely was able to get his job done there, and DoV are going to be able to push up, come from behind with a theoretically inferior comp, 45 minutes in, find the first game versus TPR.
Very surprising. It's debatable who got MVP. I want to say Crow or Soccer, but I don't know which one.
I think they both did pretty well, but I think Crow kind of went a little too aggro in many situations, which is reflective in his scoreline. Soccer, though, basically just hard carried a lot of those fights, just out so much damage, 10, 2, and 11, did so much, was dodging all the skill shots with his E, was playing pretty darn phenomenally, I feel. So that would be my vote. I think Soccer deserves MVP for this one. And yeah, wow, that was a really, really good turnaround game from them there. Let's go ahead and look at some damage numbers. 52,000 and a half from Soccer. A flat 36,000 from Camille. Don't see that too often. A flat number. But yeah, that's about kind of where I expect all these damage numbers to be. And yeah, it's hard to say what TPR could have done better there, but I think it does start a little bit with their build choices. And let's go ahead and start trying to get into this next game. That was pretty dang impressive from DoV. They've typically had a pretty bad late game throughout this season, so seeing that from them is pretty impressive. This could be really good for them if they're able to find this win. It would actually, if DoV wins this set, it locks Galaxy out of playoffs.
Yep, I know. I heard that. And, I mean, the way they're looking, you know, very well could be. It wouldn't even matter if they beat Rockport. I mean, they still want to beat Rockport out of pride, but, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Right now, Galaxy, now Galaxy has to win the next set. Because before, they could have just won one game versus Rockport if DoV got 0-2'd, right? But now DoV is 2 match wins ahead, which means if they get to a tiebreak scenario, DoV is going to win that because they've got more match wins. So Galaxy actually need to win their set versus Rockport if DoV loses. If DoV wins this set, it's done. Galaxy is out of playoffs. Nothing they can do anymore.
I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Sure.